St. Thomas University Digital Journalism and New Media present.
Hi, I'm Garrett Moore.
And I'm Rachel Moras.
And welcome to this week's Basement Files.
Here are our top stories for the week. With the winter approaching, seniors could find easier access to care thanks to a new app being made right here in Fredericton.
Today, we will also be looking at how the Fredericton community are helping those in need over the holidays.
And with the holidays on the way, many have turned towards local crafts when doing their Christmas shopping.
With New Brunswick's aging population, more seniors will be able to need to find access to their care, though it can be difficult to find the right care. So a Fredericton resident decided to create an app for that. Reporter Frederick Camarano has the story.
I would be looking for Paradise Villa, so I'm looking under housing.
Justin Murray is using the Service Health app to find a special care home for his mother, who suffers from mental health problems and scoliosis. Murray started using the app last month and found a special care home in Marysville.
We have found that my mom needs more care, and that's why I've reached back with Service.
Vikram Devaguptapu created the app. Once he had finished his business masters in London, he found a job in Singapore, but the Indian businessman delayed by 4 months his starting date so he could take care of his grandfather, who just had a stroke.
Sadly, we had an extended family, so everybody take their own role psychologically and looking at the knowledge and what kind of resources are available, and I'm mainly taking care of him physically day and night for 4 months.
Later, when he moved to Fredericton to complete an engineering master's, he wanted to help caregivers.
So I started meeting people across Fredericton area, from family caregivers to some seniors to organizations that support them.
He realized many seniors were not getting the services they needed, so Devaguptapu created an app that could direct the caregivers to these services.
For example, getting low-income benefit or low-income free medication programs are available that often people doesn't know about those.
Today, Service Health is a startup at Planet Hatch, a business incubator in Fredericton. But very few people are using the app. Murray is among those who test the app, which is not yet public. The app should be accessible to all New Brunswickers in January. Devaguptapu hopes that one day the whole world could use his app. For St. Thomas University Journalism, this is Frédéric Camarano.
Food banks are also a great resource for people in time of need. They are the busiest during the holidays, so how do they get their stock up to help everyone? Alex Descalu has more to this.
Christmas is just around the corner, and food banks are getting ready for it. The busiest time of the year is around Christmas and other holidays, but the other months are harder on them because they get low on stock. Food banks also have a budget. If they get very low on stock, they can use some of the money to refill their shelves. All kinds of people are welcome to food banks. Jane Buckley is the executive director for Oromocto and surrounding areas.
There's no set stereotype of person that would use a food bank. We have military people that use the food bank, we have working poor, we have people on assistance, we have seniors who are living just on their pensions. So, there's a wide variety of people that use our services.
The Oromocto Food Bank gets donations from grocery stores in the area, like Atlantic Superstore, Sobeys, and Giant Tiger. They all have donation bins in their stores, but they also have bags to meet special food bank needs. Some food banks can get a lot of people in 1 month and get tight on stock. For example, the Fredericton Food Bank can get up to 11 to 1,300 people on a busy month. Alex Boyd is the executive director of Greener Village.
That's why we have a food purchasing budget that we spend money on our operating funds to make sure that the food levels stay stable, so that clients, when they come in, can guarantee they're going to have what they need.
Fredericton Food Bank welcomes all kinds of people at any time, just like other food banks. With holidays coming up, the fundraisers are being held for the food banks around the area. This is the busiest time for food banks as they try to provide Christmas gifts and products.
Food banks say nobody should be ashamed of using them to provide for their family at any time. Both the Fredericton and Oromocto Food Bank want to provide the best for their clients and to help them out until they get back on their feet. This is Alex Descalu reporting for St. Thomas Journalism.
While it can be hard to find food in the winter, it can be even harder to stay warm. The Salvation Army provides clothing for less fortunate people for cheap and has become a transforming influence in communities around the world. Daniel Dario Singer reports.
The Salvation Army began its work in Canada in 1882 and has grown to become the largest non-governmental direct provider of social services. One such service is the ever-busy food bank that caters to vulnerable people. Susan Strickland is the coordinator.
We operate as a food bank. We're open 3 days a week as a food bank. We also help people with clothing. Right now we have a coat drive going on for warm coats for men, women, and children.
One of the beneficiaries of the coat drive is Iris Fino, who is returning a coat her son wore in good condition for another needy person.
This is the coat that's still in mint condition, all the zippers were. He wore it for 3 years, and now I'm bringing it back here so that somebody else can get a coat.
The Salvation Army also stepped up to assist people after a windstorm knocked out power in Fredericton for a few days.
Today there's a power outage in Fredericton area, so we're helping people with foods that can't be refrigerated, We're helping people with emergency disaster relief with showers, some of the things that we take for granted when we wake up in the morning.
With Christmas around the corner, hot meals are also provided. Nothing is more satisfying than seeing people smile.
It is a very rewarding job, or ministry, if you would.
With the power outages that occurred in Fredericton over the weekend, the Salvation Army came to the aid of many. This is Daniel Darusinga reporting for St. Thomas University.
The season of giving is here, and with Christmas only a month away, some people are preparing by getting their shopping done early. Jerry Fay Flatt went to check out the annual Christmas at the market.
People took a break from the cold on Thursday and Friday of last week to attend Christmas at the market. Here, people can buy locally made crafts from small business owners. Destiny Johnson works at Bite the Bullet. They usually sell their products at the regular Saturday market. They make jewelry out of recycled bullet casings. This is their second time selling products at the Christmas market.
We're from Bird's Corner, and we have a lot of hunters in the area. So one day she was just walking through the woods with her 3 kids, and she noticed like a ton of bullet casings. So she started picking them up, and once the bucket got full, she decided to start doing stuff with it. So that's kind of how we started.
Christmas at the market offers a place for vendors to sell everything from food to hand-knit items to baby clothing. Some vendors have been selling items at the Christmas market for years. Others are selling their items here for the first time.
I'm Kevin LeBeuf, and I'm the co-owner of Educated Beards with my partner Alicia Phillips. I was in the military for over 13 years, and I started growing my beard, and I hated it. It was itchy, it was scratchy, and I just wanted to shave it off.
But he didn't shave it off. Instead, he and his partner created an all-natural product in glass containers to moisturize his beard.
So we want to educate. That's how we came up with the name Educated Beards. We want to bring awareness to your skin, which is your largest organ. So all our products are 100% natural and organic.
LeBeuf sold a limited edition Christmas box that contained all sorts of different items for beard care and upkeep, all stored in a reusable box. While some got a head start on their shopping before the heavy snow came down, others just came to browse. Regardless of the reason, the market put people in the Christmas spirit with holiday items for sale and Christmas music playing through the overhead speakers.
Yeah, the Christmas music's definitely getting me in the mood.
For STU Journalism, I'm Jerry Fay Flatt.
No Christmas is complete without cards, and finding cards in French can be difficult. That's why Fredericton resident Robert Chenet opened up the Choix Franco store. Reporter Frederic Camarano has the story.
Choix Franco is the Centre Communautaire Sainte-Anne's newest tenant. The man behind this project is Robert Chenet. He moved to Fredericton in 2016 and wanted to send greeting cards to his children. But he didn't find any in French. In 2 years, Chenet built a little store which offers cards and local French artisan products. The gift shop can't welcome an entire hockey team at once, but the center promised to move it if the store was successful. For St. Thomas University Journalism, this is Frédéric Camarano.
Most music festivals give artists an hour in the spotlight, but as Johnny James reports, there's one investing in a whole lot more.
Riding the cloud, 'cause cars hold the secrets. Fest Forward has done more than provide a stage the past several years. Before their artists perform, they are educated on the business side of the industry.
So far I didn't realize how much Music New Brunswick has as a supporting role. Like, there's lots of opportunity. You just gotta get down and do the paperwork and have it become routine and as part of, as well as playing, and that's really going to help.
Participants are also given some important tools to help market their music, including a photo shoot, a development workshop, and recording session with professional audio engineers.
What I've noticed over the years working with Fest Forward is that bands are developing a community amongst themselves. So meeting other bands, going on tour together. I know the Hypochondriacs have gone on tour with Tortoise Hare and the Millionaire, and they played at Fest Forward a couple of years ago. So it's really about building that community up.
Past participants include acts like the Olympic Symphonium, Motherhood, and Wangle Teb, all of which have garnered recognition in New Brunswick's music industry.
The bands who really take it all in and soak it all up, I've seen them play a bunch of shows and do a bunch of showcasing and advance their careers big time.
During the showcases, the artists will perform to a crowd which includes multiple concert promoters. They'll also be guaranteed a slot on a larger New Brunswick festival in the future. For STU Journalism, I'm Johnny James.
The Life Chain organization meets once a year to voice their opinions against abortion. Reporter Alex Dascalu has the story.
The Life Chain organization took the streets to demand better treatment of women. They believe that abortion is not right and that a pregnant woman needs support, not abortion. Edward Kenny is the president of MB Right to Life. He wants people to know that this is an international practice of advocating for abortion appeal, reform, or protest. They feel that they have no right to judge anybody. Another protester, who is a grandmother, says every child is a wanted child, and so many want to adopt. So according to the government of New Brunswick, 400 children are waiting to be adopted. This is Alex Dascalu reporting for St. Thomas Journalism.
With the weather getting colder and snow starting to fall, residents have been advised to brace for a cold winter ahead. The groovy snowstorm that hit Friday saw around 20 centimeters of snow and winds hitting 21 kilometers per hour.
Residents have been advised to start purchasing tyres and salt for their cars, to dress appropriately when going outside, and to make sure to take special care of young children, elderly and pets. The rain on Saturday morning didn't keep people or their four-legged friends away from the Pet Expo for a day of activities. Bruna Porto was there to check it out.
The bad weather didn't stop people from going to the Fredericton Exhibition Center with their beloved dogs, and also from filling the parking lot. The reason was the Pet Expo for people and of course pets. It was sponsored by the Fredericton SPSA Animal Adoption Center, and it also collected donations at the entrance from attendees before they could get inside. Karen McGinn works for the SPSA and organized the Pet Expo.
So this is the 11th annual Fredericton SPCA Pet Expo. We are bigger and better than we've ever been before. We have the Ultimate Dog Stunt Show from London, Ontario here this year, and we have over 66 vendors, which is way bigger than that we have ever been. So we're growing, we're getting bigger and better, and we encourage everybody to come on out.
The Pet Expo was indeed bigger, with a lot of dogs on leashes and a lot of vendors, including Beth McCausland. She makes tea products, jewelry, and handmade bath and body products, and this was her first time that she's come here.
I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's a great way for people to get their pets out, especially their dogs, socialize them, learn about local people who have different products. Really helps the local economy.
The Ultimate Dog Stunt Show from Ontario also showed up. The group raises and trains adopted or rescued dogs and does presentations around North America with them. A lot of people watch the performances and show their pleasure.
The purpose of the Pet Expo is to get all the animal-related organizations under one roof. And so there's just about anything that you could possibly want here that's pet-related.
McGinn also said the Pet Expo tries to educate people on animal behavior, raise awareness on adoption, offer volunteer opportunities, and of course, to entertain.
Well, that wraps up the stories for this week's Basement Files.
If you missed an episode, you can catch it on our website. Thanks for watching. For St. Thomas Journalism, I'm Garrett Moore.
And I'm Rachel Moras, and we'll see you for the next newscast.